My topic is the thing, Gecko gigantus. You may have related to some of you that I recently moved to Fort Hills, and I'm house sitting in a very, very large house in that subdivision, which is south of I-40, the tramway I-40 intersection. Has anybody been to Fort Hills? The whole community, I think, was constructed in the 70s. Very large lots, you know, well-developed trees, ponderosa pines and stuff. And abuts the Sandia Mountains, I think, on the south side of Sandias, maybe the north end of the Manzanos. Do they mix there? I'm not sure. And Kirtland Air Force Base with their, you know, special defense DoD projects. To my knowledge, there's no radioactivity in those mountains, other than occasional whiffs of radon gas. But some very strange things have been happening in this huge, gigantic backyard I have that abuts a culvert, the Fort Hills Arroyo. There's actually abuts one side of this lot I live in, and one of the things I've noticed is that after moving into this subdivision is a lot of posters like this, you know, in mailboxes, missing cats, missing dogs. This one is up past Exhibit A around, had missing paws, you know. And this is the cat's collared, belled, disappeared. Also, I've observed large holes in the fence line abutting this arroyo. And not only in the fence line, but a foot from the fence line. We're talking things like this, you know, this big. It's big. I've endeavored to put some boulders in some of these holes, but mysteriously a week later, the boulder's missing. Something is going on in the backyard. There's a lot of lizards, and they're, you know, these ones, most of them are like this. But a week ago I also, by the way, started a beehive. And a week ago I was observing my bees, and a foot from the bees there was a very large lizard. I mean, we're talking this big now. That was bobbing its head, sort of sniffing the air. And he scrambles up to the pallet on his beehive, comes up another foot, puts his head right in the stoop of the beehive and nails the bee. Bam! Just zaps it like that. Moves a foot away and then starts digesting the bee, you know, his head on us. Obviously oblivious to toxins, you know. And some of you may be a little cynical about hurting lizards and so forth, so I don't know, you know, cover your ears if they are. But a week later, that lizard had doubled in size, literally doubled in size. And it had very unusual blue streaks under its throat. And this time, I've observed that he went up to the hive, and a bee had mistakenly landed on the pebbles down in front of the hive and scrambled, lightning flash, as fast as our eyes could track. He nailed that bee, another bee. A week later, I saw him again. This time, he was looking at me. the way he looked at those bees, and he doubled again in size. And, you know, seriously, he was looking right at me. I tossed a stone in his direction. He didn't budge. He didn't move a bit. I tossed the second stone, and he moved toward me. I got a bigger stone, and I nailed him. I nailed that guy. I killed him right there on the spot. So, I know some of you are very swimmish and cynical about killing things, but I felt I did a favor for the bees. Well, that kind of ties into the article I read yesterday that was in the USA Today about, the topic of this was increases in dragon attacks on the residents of Komodo Islands in Indonesia, and maybe some of you have seen this article. There's 2,500 of these Komodo dragons. They're 10 feet long, they weigh up to 150 pounds, and they can run 18 miles per hour with a deadly venomous bite. I think we have a Komodo situation developing in the Sandias. And I say that because of what happened to my beehive a week before that. I mentioned that a few small things were zapped, but this is all that was left of an attack by something on my beehive. And I'll pass this exhibit around to you. You can see there's no comb. That was all that was left. Absolutely nothing. My 2 pounds of bees vanished overnight. Now, this little gecko like this couldn't cost me. So, the first thing I did after the phone, I called the 311 hotline for the city and told the operator basically I think there's something going on where I live, and she immediately gave me this art superintendent, Professor I.P. Alfredo, and he first question out of his mouth was, "Are you living in the Fort Hills area?" I said, "Well, how do you know that? What caused you to say that?" And well, we had some reports of coyotes taking cats and stuff like up there. I said, "What I saw wasn't a coyote. I saw something big, and it goes through the whole light. That's that." And he said, "No, it's very small animal." He said, "Well." A very long pause, and then a little bit of trepidation in his voice. He said, we'll get back to you. Landline. Somebody, I'm not the only one who knows what's going on up there, but it's serious. I really think it's serious. We have, I think, a new species of gecko. I prefer to call it the gecko gigantus. It hunts nocturnally, and I did research on a gecko, by the way. And it has a very, very unique visual capabilities. Else would be interested in this. Has a 350x cone capability of a human eye. It can see colors in moonlight. It has a multifaceted eye, multi-optical eye, which I don't know what that means. It's 15 diopters. I think it can see close and far simultaneously. Something to that effect. And it has suction feet that can support 8 times its weight, one pole of the gecko can go. So this, and then, of course, finally it has the venomous bite. It's his older brother, the Komodo dragon. And so these guys can walk upside down, up windows, up walls, and they're impervious, from my observation, impervious to toxins, like bee stings and so forth. So basically, we've got serious problem up here in Fort Hills, and I hope you can help me. Thank you for your attention.